Hi, Kate Rosenthal here. I'm here to introduce this book, Don't Tell Me What to Do, Just Send Money. This is an essential guide to parenting in the college years. And I met Helen Johnson, one of the authors, at the University of Denver. And this book really saved my life when my son went to college. This book goes over how to just handle all of the things that your child will be exposed to, and what you as a parent can do to help, but not to be like a helicopter parent who just takes over or makes it all better for the child, because really the child has to experience the college years and they have to kind of learn how to cope with these things. So the first part is about letting go and still showing that you care. So that's all about listening and asking open-ended questions and avoiding why questions, because they don't know the why anyway, and using I statements instead of blaming them when they make a mistake. And then getting them off to college, getting organized, helping your child decide what to bring. Talking about money, because of course they're going to need money when they're there. Then how to say goodbye. That's probably the hardest thing for, I think, for mothers when you drop your child off at school. There's articles and stories and situations of roommates, fraternity parties, all-nighters, changing majors, hanging out. Then chapter 4 is about is your child confident, confused, or coasting? And that has a lot to do with career choices, friends, intimate relationships, some sexual identity concerns, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and even just more about autonomy. And then chapter 5 is just when you get used to the empty nest, they're back because it's summer break, or it's the winter's break, or something changes in the family like the death of a grandparent, and so you have to get back together. Chapter 6, what to expect from the college or university. And this is really helpful. It talks to you about what does the bursar's office do? What's financial aid do? What's the campus security and police? What are their services? And then how you can get involved, like in the parents' programs, the alumni clubs, the educational and campus vacations, the athletic events, and the career services. So this is really a great book. There's a lot more in it than I can even talk about. One of my favorite chapters was when to worry and when to act, and that's going to be about stress, depression, eating disorders, illness, loss and grief, suicide, rape, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, violence, crime, or pregnancy. Chapter 10, what if they leave college? Will they ever get back on track? And the things that I liked the most about this book is that she tells a little story, gives you a situation, and then she says, well, what's going on? What's going on in the child's mind, and what's going on in your mind, and what to do and what to avoid. So I'm going to give you just a quick sample of the fall trip. So here's what's going on. The daughter's miserable. She wishes that her mother would bail her out of this unpleasant situation. She made a decision to go on this trip without knowing the boy that she was going to go on this fall trip with very well. Now she's stuck for a whole weekend with him alone in the woods, and she's finding out she doesn't really even like him. So what's on your mind? Oh my God, what's really going on? Is my daughter in danger? Should I rescue her or just let her deal with this? And your child is thinking, I hate it here, it's cold, there's nothing to do. Boy, was I stupid to come on this trip with this guy. I just want to go home. So what to do is you have to find out if your child is safe and ask, well, what changed your mind about the trip? What are your thoughts about getting out of this situation? How would you like me to help? Be frank about what you're willing to do, how you could be willing to help or not. And then help your child brainstorm. What are their options? She could just ask the guy to drive her home. She could ask him to get her to the nearest bus station. she could just decide to stay and stick it out. So the thing to avoid is jumping in the car and going to get her. That'd be your initial, at least that'd be my initial reaction. Okay, I'll be right there. Feeling it's your job as her parent to get her out of this situation. Again, these are things to avoid. Criticizing her for going on the trip in the first place, and then blaming her for ruining your weekend and making you worry. So that's a great example of how you can kind of use this book to find out what really are you thinking, what is your child thinking, and then give you some heads up on what to do and what to avoid, which for me is always helpful advice. Hope this helps.